Hey there, Soulshine. Oh, that's fun. Ah, okay. Okay. Hey there, Soulshine. I'm so sorry. That's gonna drive me crazy. Just all day here. Hey there, Soulshine. It's Michelle here, and I'm inviting you to wake up and live. And if you haven't already done so, I invite you to join my YouTube family. I'm getting so much closer to my next goal of 111 subscribers. That's really exciting. It's kind of a fun number and kind of a fun idea to be able to share my message with more and more people. At the same time, that's kind of a bit scary. And I just learned some things about chakras that actually go right along with that and why it's so scary. So I kind of wanted to talk about that. So some of the things going on, my beautiful 15-year-old daughter, she is going to a week camp today or tomorrow morning. So we just took her stuff up to the lady's house. No, I don't want to do that. Important updates are pending. Restart now. Pick a timer. Remind me later. Okay. So I took her up all her stuff, her sleeping bags, all that kind of stuff up to the lady's house that is going to be transporting all that stuff. She gets to be up there at 7 o'clock in the morning, and she's going to be gone for all week, back in time for Father's Day, basically. Can you believe Father's Day is next week? So crazy. For those of us in the U.S., Father's Day is next week. I don't even know. Do they have a Father's Day in other countries? I know Mother's Day. They have different Mother's Day in a lot of different countries. Interesting to think about. Okay. Let's see. What was I going to say? Oh, so that's going on for her tomorrow. And Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Oh my gosh, I have wanted to do this for so long. I am going to a 3-day event called Present Yourself. And it's by a guy named Kirk Duncan. I almost said Kirk Cameron. I'm like, no, it's not by Kirk Cameron. That would be fun. That'd be different. He is coming to Utah to speak soon, I think. Or he's been here to speak. I don't know. Somebody I just met has been doing an event, and I remember hearing about it a long time ago, and I thought I totally missed it, but apparently it's really soon. Anyway, so Kirk Duncan, it's basically presenter training. I glanced through real quick at the workbook for it, and one of the things they're going to talk about is some of the poses to do, like when you walk out and you welcome people. And I know that they're going to talk about how to look around the audience so that everybody feels like you are being heard, or that you're like talking to different peoples. It kind of helps get the audience more engaged. Talking about body language, talking about the engagement with the audience. I think they're going to talk about some of the setup. Also a template about like how to introduce yourself and the subject, and then moving into like the meat of it, and then some things at the end, different things like that. So I'm really excited about this. I've been wanting to do it a long time, because training to be a public speaker when your dream is to be a public speaker makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? So I'll be doing that Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Don't know how the videos are going to work that day. And I'm thinking I may be talking about chakras a lot. For one, my chakra tattoos I ordered are in the mail, and I can't wait to, I don't know where they're shipping from. I think they're shipping from somewhere in the US, so I should hopefully have them before I go to the training. I don't know how long. There's no shipping information either, so I don't even know how long it's going to take. But that's exciting. So I was just watching this person. Her name is Chakra. It's Chakra Boosters on YouTube. I've already linked in past videos to her. I'm going to be making playlists, like root chakra playlist, Womb chakra or sacral, solar plexus. I'm going to make a chakra playlist for each one of the 7 chakras. And it's so interesting is that for like maybe 15 years, I kind of do this cycle of things that I'm interested in. It's not that I lose interest in them. I just kind of cycle learning about them. And so every few months, I delve into chakras again. And right now, we're in a chakra phase. I'll probably go into other things, but I'm learning more about chakras and manifesting. But I'm also really learning a lot about chakras and your message, because I know that I have two core things that are my message. One of them is this idea that everybody belongs. You're all here for a reason. You all have a purpose. You belong. Purpose, like that need for a purpose and that need to share a message, comes from the throat chakra. But belonging is a root chakra thing. And root chakra is one of my weaker chakras. From my heart up tend to be stronger chakras, a little bit of weakness in the throat. But I don't think it's because of the throat chakra itself. I think it's because of the solar plexus, because those are two chakras are linked. So root chakra is about belonging. The sacral chakra is about play and intimacy, and connection with other people, which is interesting because there's a different kind of connection with the heart, but it's connection because that intimacy, that one-on-one intimate connection, which is not necessarily about sex. Intimacy is like a bigger deal. It kind of bugs me that so many people hear intimacy and their brains go straight to sex. And I'm like, really, there's so much more to intimacy. And you can have intimacy with every person you meet. Eye contact will create a lot of that. So it's just funny to me that everybody goes one direction when a word has so much of it's like a rainbow of meaning. So play and intimacy are sacral chakra, creativity. Those are all sacral chakras. And then the solar plexus, that's my weakest chakra. And I learned some things about it because I've always known it was kind of about like this willpower and boundary thing. And I know I've always struggled with boundary. But I just learned today that your solar plexus is about shining. It's about owning your power and shining who you are out to the world. I was like, holy cow. Oh my goodness. So my two weakest chakras are the solar plexus, which is shining, and the root, which is belonging. And my message is you belong here. You have a purpose. You're a gift for the world. This is your home while you're here. Those are all root chakra related. And the world wants to see you. People like also learned that if people are hiding from cameras or don't want to be seen, that's actually a solar plexus thing. All that need to hide and stuff. And feeling invisible has been one of my big things. Feeling invisible, afraid to shine. That has been big. And I think the health things that I've been last little while are actually manifested because I'm afraid of shining. Because what happened back in April's event that I went to, a couple of things happened. One, I had a really huge ahas about money. But the other thing that happened is that I was given some huge keys to sharing my message. And that's where I chose into the concept of speaking on 30 stages or platforms. That's kind of scary big. And I think that's what I've been manifesting, because the illness is actually supporting me by making it so that I'm not getting out there and doing stuff. I have been, it's been really hard to set up some of the things that I needed to set up. Can you guys even hear me? My microphone's like way over there. How funny. So setting up some of the things that I need to set up has been a little bit of a challenge because I've been ill. But it's very possible, and I kind of believe this is the case, that the reason why I've been ill is because there's this huge fear of shining, huge fear of actually being seen. It is one thing to have under 100 YouTube subscribers and to only be talking to this small handful of people. It's another thing to be seen in person in real life, to be seen standing on a stage sharing my message, to be seen in a bigger audience, just even here on YouTube, the idea of going over 100, like, it's kind of scary, actually. Had that many more subscribers. I'm like really excited about it. I really love connecting with my YouTube friends, but the idea of going above, like, breaking out of that small 100 box under 100 thing, it's kind of scary, really, truly. So whoever's watching, hello, by the way, I see your little people number thing there. So yeah, so that solar plexus, that's all about shining. It's not just about boundaries. It's about shining who you are, owning your power, and stepping out there. And I just thought that was really incredible, the connections. And it makes me wonder, I want to talk to some of my friends. My friend who, one of her things that she's teaching people to do is really interesting. She teaches communication, layers of communication. She's a communicator. So that's a voice chakra thing that she's had to learn how to communicate with her family. So it's, she's learned how to be on the radio. And so she's been learning to express that way. But she also teaches people to play again. So many adults. This is something that's come up a few times this last weekend, is about play. I was watching a video on YouTube. That's good by me. Now you guys are drawing your attention to it. Hey, that's not so bad. Okay, anyway, YouTube. So sorry, distracted. YouTube channel. I was watching some goofy guy, and there was a comment on there about how he's so much more mature on his own channel than when he's when he's on this other channel playing with his brother. And I was just like, oh my gosh, number one, he's in his mid-20s, if that, I mean, like lower 20s even. He's a young person. I guarantee you, Neil Galoy, is that how you say it? I've never known how to say it. Hi, Michelle. The internet signal is so choppy because of the hard rain, but I'm trying my best to watch this. Oh, I'm sorry you have hard rain, and I'm sorry your internet connection is choppy. It's never fun. I don't like it when I can't watch. Thanks for being here, though. Thanks for at least trying. Okay, so my thoughts are, okay, first of all, I know that my married son, he plays. He has responsibilities, and he knows when to be responsible, but he plays. So a young kid, 20 to 25 years old, I don't know how old this guy is on YouTube. Of course he's going to play, but he's also going to have areas that he is a responsible adult, because that's just what you do. But here's the thing. If you want to be a really healthy and really responsible and really great adult, play. In the United States especially, our culture is designed as such where we aren't really playing as much as we need to. We have to relearn how to play with little kids, and that's just sad because they're so much fun to play with, and it's just like imagination play. And my friend had to relearn how to play with Barbies because that's what her daughter requested of her, and she's like, okay, I don't know how to play with Barbies. And it's because we've been conditioned to think that when you become an adult, you don't play anymore. But if you want to really be healthy, that's a healthy part of who you are, is engaging that playful aspect of yourself. So I encourage all of you to make sure that you're playing. Now, it doesn't mean that you play 24/7, but it does mean that you have fun and you take time for yourself. I know way too many people that they're like, truly, they're just uptight. That's the best way to describe them. And I just think if they would just play. And it's so funny to watch some of these people, if something happens, to get them laughing. And the really sad thing is I used to be that person. I remember one time somebody, they were telling dumb jokes at the Thanksgiving dinner table. And my brother-in-law thought it was hilarious that I was laughing so hard because he'd never seen that. I was in such a shutdown and protective mode of myself that it was really hard to get me to laugh. And he hadn't seen that. Now my friends sometimes wish I would stop laughing because it can be a little distracting sometimes. But I think that's really important. Be sure to play. So your root chakra is all about being at home, belonging, know that you belong here. And Oh yeah, I was talking about my friend, but those were her two main chakras. This throat chakra was the communication, and the play chakra. And so for me, it's about shining and belonging. So I'm curious what people's are. If you happen to know what your weakest chakras are, it would be really interesting to know if that's kind of the message that you have. And it's not saying that going around telling people to love people is, I'm not saying that that's not your message, because I will tell people to love things truly. But it's based off this idea that your true message, the true thing that you're here to share in whatever it is you choose to do, and whatever it is you choose to talk about, you don't have to come out and say it, but you just kind of give that energy of it. They come from your core wounds, which is why it makes complete sense that they would come from your weakest chakras. My core wounds are fears of abandonment and this idea that I'm invisible. Those two main concepts are exactly what I'm here to overcome and therefore teach. So I'm to know that I belong, and then share with you guys that you belong. And I'm to know that I am worth seeing, and that I am a shiny, brilliant, wonderful person worth seeing. And I have a great message to share just by simply being me. And that as I step into those kind of things, that's what I'm here to share with you guys. And that's kind of the way it is. My friend, she had quadruplets. Well, she already had a couple of young children. And so in a few months, she will have 6 teenagers, and it's because of one birthday, 4 children will turn 13. And so it's kind of crazy for her. And in order to learn to get what she needed and get what she wanted, she had to learn to communicate. And that was from one of her core things, was that communicating, and then learning to play again, because she had shut that part of her down. And I kind of understand that. I don't really fully remember certain things about my childhood. They say, think back to when you were a kid and you felt this way. And I cannot find memories like that. And it wasn't that I had this horrible childhood. I did have my challenges in my childhood, but some of the things that I experienced that shut me down at such a young age made it harder for me to be that kid. I was a really shy kid. I cried every single school year. Just super scared of my own shadow. And so when I think back to my childhood, that's what I'm remembering. I have very few happy memories that I can think back and find. Doesn't mean they weren't there. They're just not something I can tune into. And I think there's a lot of people like that, because we get wounds at such young ages that it affects our whole life. But the good news is you can heal from them, and you can be a happy person. I don't need to go back to my childhood to remember a time when I'm happy, because I can remember yesterday or today or right now when I'm happy. Anyway, so this was kind of a rambly video. I'm not sure if I may talk more specifically about, like, I've been considering this. I don't know if I'm going to do this or not. I've been considering taking a day each day this next week and talking about each chakra in order. So talking about what I'm learning about the root chakra tomorrow, what I'm learning about the sacral the next day, and kind of working my way up. And if I do that, I do want to talk about messages that can be in the chakras, and I want to talk about the power and the rights that come from. I can't do all of that because I don't know what all the rights are. Those are cool videos. But she's only got 3 out. Okay, so this chakra, her name is Vicky Powell. Powell, I'm not sure. She's Chakra Boosters. She makes healing chakra tattoos, and she has put out videos on one of the ways to heal your chakra is to claim the rights that go with it. And so she's got 5 rights for the root chakra. One of them is the right to just be, to be who you are, just be, to come to earth and be, the right to belong, just different things like that. So I might talk about them that way, or I might spread it out, especially since I don't know enough about the rights of the upper chakras. But if I do talk about them, I'll talk about my understanding about manifesting and my understanding about your message in them, because those are two things that are really important to me. And when I get my chakra tattoos, I will share with you. Maybe I'll come on live and open them up while I'm on live, because I'm so excited about them. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. And Neil, I hope that your internet has allowed you to at least see something. And you can watch the replay, of course. Remember, guys, let your soul shine big, bright, light, and beautiful. Remember to be you, the wonderful you that you were created to be. And I will see you guys tomorrow.